Alright, Black Hydra. Well, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little while. Hopefully you had a good time. And I do hope you have an outstanding rest of your weekend, rest of your 2024, and rest of your holiday season. Don't forget, chat. End of the year is, what, Tuesday, Wednesday? So, the year is almost over. I now have Guinness, a chunk of bread, and beef stew. As you should, Urs. That sounds good. Now I kind of want some beef stew. But I don't have the stuff to make it, so I'll have to get something else come dinner time. But bread, beef, and a Guinness is a damn fine way to spend an evening. And we got our scientist, and look at chat, look at this. Nokarian and Serini are ready to get married. They're still relatively green in terms of the folks in our barracks, but they are finally ready to take their relationship to the next level, chat. Let's improve the bond in the training center. There we go. And they will get the level 2 bond. So this is the second tier honeymoon for Nokarian and Serini. So let's send them on that honeymoon. Let's send them on that honeymoon. Oh, look at that. Look, everybody showed up for the honeymoon. You love to see it. Even Erst, who's currently undergoing intensive training. Look at him with his shiny metal ass. He came out for the honeymoon as well. You love to see it. You love to see that kind of unity, chat. Now we got 2 promotions. So let's say we get to it. I forget who it was. We had Travis and Track Tension. Now I know Track Tension was in the chat earlier today, but Track Tension, are you still out there? I don't know, let me see. It says that they are. So Track Tension, I'm gonna do you second, because I know that Travis is active in the chat at this moment. So we're gonna get Travis taken care of first on their promotion, and then Track Tension, if you're still out there, if you're still listening, now's the time to tab back in, because your promotion's coming up next. So, Travis, here we go, making it the Staff Sergeant. And let's see, under the Gunner tree, you have Mayhem. Gain 25% bonus damage against enemies who attempt to move when suppressed. Now, that's a good ability if you take the suppression, which we typically don't. And you've also been going with Knife Fighter for most of this, but we'll see. We'll look at the rest of the skills anyway. Then we got Survivor under the Corpsman tree, which again is kind of the medic. Ensures the first killing blow in a mission will not lead to instant death. Also reduces this soldier's wound recovery time. So this just makes you a little more sturdy, if you choose to take that skill. And then of course we got Chip Away under the Commando tree. Fire a shot with your primary weapon that shreds armor based on weapon tier. Uses 2 ammo on a 2-turn cooldown. Now we do already have a couple people that have this ability. It's a good substitute if you don't have Shredder. Like if for whatever reason you don't have anybody else that can shred armor, this is a good alternative. It burns some ammo, but any ability to shred armor is good in my experience, just because armor is so common in the late game. But Travis, there you go. Those are your options. It's up to you which one you pick, although I'm pretty sure I know which one you're gonna go with. But all the same, the choice is yours. You don't have to do a voters. Travis is here, or at least they were like literally 20 seconds ago, so just gotta wait for him to chime in. Of course, they picked this moment to get up and go to the restroom. Ostensibly. I don't actually know that, I'm just guessing. I mean, if he doesn't hurry up, though, I am gonna let chat decide. Surviving is always good. Alright, so can I take that to mean that you want to do Survivor? You gotta be clear, Travis. You gotta be clear. No ambiguity. Yes. Okay, there we go. Survivor. Now, with that being said, you have 32 points available. So you could potentially grab any of these other skills. I think Chip Away is a good buy at 15 points. However, as always, you are free to save them if you like. What I suspect Travis may be doing is saving those points for when he gets down here to the very sexy end of the skill tree. But of course, entirely up to you. As always. Sexy knife fighting is my goal. Hold him. Alright, well there you go. Travis hath spoken. He wants to save his points for those sexy top level skills. Keep in mind, chat, those top level skills are 30 points each. So, they're very expensive. Alright. Now, next up for promotion, we have track tension. Again, I haven't seen him pop into chat. It says they're out there in the chat, but they haven't said anything. So chat, I think this one's gonna be on you. So, we have, under the shadow tree, we have Blend. Immediately grants concealment that is automatically broken after 2 turns. So again, this is another temporary concealment thing. Under the burner tree, which we're not currently really using, we have focused aim. The soldier has gained extensive experience with their weapon. The soldier has improved aim, crit chance, and now does extra damage on crits with it. Actually, I think this is just a universal skill, because again, if it's specific to a type of weapon, it will list the types of weapons that it applies to in yellow underneath the description. So the fact that it doesn't list any specific weapon type, I think means this is universal. It applies to any weapon. So improved aim, crit chance, and extra damage on crits, like that's just good. And then we have Lone Wolf. Gain 10 aim, 10 crit chance, and 10 defense when 7 or more tiles from any ally. Lone Wolf, honestly, is kind of hard to use in my experience. Because even though the buffs are really good, you kind of have to have the soldier way off on their own. Like, 7 tiles is a lot farther than you think it is. And as a result, think of 7 tiles is almost the range of a flamethrower. And so, you have to be pretty far away from the rest of the squad in order to get the buff from Lone Wolf. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's not as easy to use as you would think. But anyway, chat, those are the choices. Again, track tension has not spoken up, so I'm letting you guys decide. 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. Let me know what you think. Let me know which ability you'd rather pick. Whatever you think would be a good fit for track tension as a designated marksman. Seeing a lot of 2s in chat. A lot of 2s. Alright, well, I'm not gonna drag this one out. I think... I mean, I am personally in agreement, but it also seems the chat is of the same mind. I think everybody agrees. 2 just sounds like a blanket improvement. And of course, as soon as I say that, Travis chimes in just to be different. But we're gonna go with focused aim. Because again, a flat buff just sounds like it's too good to pass up. Didn't he do several criticals this last mission? I know he did 1. I don't remember if he did more than that. But there we go. That's the promotions out of the way. Again, still got decent barracks at this point. I think it's funny that our hero characters are pretty much at the bottom of the barracks at this point, but that's alright. And then, yeah, I think that's everything. So let's get back to the Geoscape chat. Hopefully we'll have a little peace and quiet from Advent for a couple of days. Commander, after our recent success, members of the Resistance in Western Europe have brought us reports of activity that we may want to investigate. 7 days for a... Oh, chat, for a soldier. I mean, I know we don't need any more soldiers right now, but remember, this late in the game, the soldiers that we get should be, if not max level, pretty damn close to it. So that might be worth doing. That might be worth doing, Chad. I'll say not now, because we're currently working on some other things. And there we go.
After that last covert action.
We finally found the stronghold for the chosen warlock, the last of the shit talkers. And unfortunately, Elijah was injured in the process, but that's okay. Nothing that a little time in the infirmary won't fix. And we are now able to go after the warlock whenever we feel like it. Whenever we feel like it.
If we want to take out the Chosen once and for all, we should move to strike their stronghold.
Thanks, Dad.
The Resistance has found our access point. We just have to
Alright,
make use
so we're back up with another covert action. So let's see what we got. We got manufacture upgrade, increase income, recruit scientist. I wouldn't be against recruiting another scientist. Recruit an engineer, get an order, gain some intel. Again, intel would be good, but it's only 40. Reduce avatar project, gather supplies, more resistance orders, gain ability points. 16 ability points isn't anything to sneeze at. Unfortunately, we gotta spend intel to avoid people getting wounded, but that's... I couldn't give two shits about that. Like, if our heroes get injured on the covert ops, I don't really care. Chat test wasn't working either. Uh-oh. Are we having trouble, chat? Hold on. Let me pull up a thing. I apologize. Let me pull up the thing. What's the Ethernet doing? What that Ethernet do, though? Yeah, we're having some hiccups, chat. We are having some hiccups. We are having a little bit of hiccups. Well, you know, we had those issues before, and it took a long time to get them sorted out, so... You know, whenever you guys are saying you're having issues, then I immediately want to check and make sure that we're not having any network problems. There's definitely some instability in the network, but it's within an acceptable level. It's within an acceptable level. So it might just be Twitch things. Again, y'all already know how this goes. It's Saturday. It's prime time, so... Yeah, some of it's probably me, but I would imagine some of it is probably Twitch. Not having issues on your end? Okay, so it might just be a Twitch thing today. Might just be a Twitch thing. Alright, chat, so... Let's see. I see Erst is trying to do a thing in the chat, so I'll tell you what, let's put it to a vote. I'll make it easy on him. Let's put it to a vote. So let's see. Scientist. We could try to recruit a scientist. Let's see. What else looks good? We could increase income. We could do an upgrade of some kind. Basically just manufacture an upgrade. We could do intel. Whoops. I accidentally hit caps lock on that one. And then what else? What else? I mean, we could go for a research breakthrough as well, maybe, if you guys are into that. Alright, there you go, chat. Poll is up. If you don't see it, refresh your chat. You should see it at the top of the chat box. And let me know what you're into. You got 3 different options there. We can either go for a scientist, go to increase region income, manufacture an upgrade, try to get ourselves some intel, or we could go with the Templars and try to do a breakthrough research to potentially make a research go a little faster. Let's see, what is the breakthrough? Digital network construction, the resistance to improving the systems on their end, which will allow us to build the digital network upgrade in the resistance ring at a reduced cost. Okay, well that one's not as good as I thought it would be. But of course, you're still free to vote for it if you like. However, it does appear that most folks are in favor of the scientist. Then again, there's still a lot of folks in chat that haven't voted, so there's always an opportunity for a landslide comeback. You never know. These things happen. Yeah, this really is the science episode, man. We are sciencing the shit out of XCOM today. Both on the field and off the field. It is a big day for XCOM science. But I think, regardless of the 30 seconds or so still left on the clock, I think it's safe to go ahead and call it for the scientists. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a scientist recruited. And thankfully there's no restrictions on the ranks of the soldiers, so I can go ahead and throw in our lower ranked hero units. I'll go ahead and dedicate the crystals, just so that we don't have our people out for no good reason. Yeah, and there we go. Overwhelmingly in support of the scientist. Chat confirmed supports science, which is good. It says that's not a bad thing. Alright, so there we go. Let's get ourselves a scientist, chat.
I'll order my people to get underway immediately.
Thanks, Riker. Alright, we're back to the geoscape. So now, with that taken care of, I mean, do we go after the soldier, chat? I feel like we don't need another soldier, but I also kind of want to see what we get. Hold on, let's see. Let me see who's next on the list. Let me see. Well, I know they were out here earlier. I don't know if they still are. But now that I know who's next on the list. Fuck it, let's do it.
Avenger plotting new course.
Let's do it. I'm curious. I want to know what's in the loot box, chat. I want to know what's in the loot box. And there we go, Psi Armor. The Psi Armor, as we call it, is nothing more than a psionically enhanced suit. While it does not offer any added protection, it does heighten the wearer's own mental state. This suit offers the wearer added health, mobility, defense, and above all else, higher will. This suit also grants any Psi soldier a Psi offensive boost. Now, for those of you that did not know, we basically built that suit specifically for Elijah, who is currently wounded. But the next time we send him out, he's got a brand shiny new suit. So let's see, chat, we need to get a project going. We could go for a war suit, we could go for a wraith suit, or we could start forging some upgrades for our flamethrowers. I mean, it's randomized, but it could be good. We could, I mean, the war suits are pretty good. The war suits, I think, are pretty good. But, let's see, we got 4 cores. We need 4 cores, we need 50 supplies, 10 alloys, 5 crystals. The only thing that I don't like about that is the supply cost. Because with the upgrades, at least, we don't have to spend any supplies. We're just, well, we don't, yeah, we're not spending any space shekels. We're just spending, like, alloys and Illyrium. So Okay, I think for now, let's go ahead and forge a superior flamethrower upgrade. And here's my thinking. We do the superior flamethrower upgrade because it's going to take 6 days. Hopefully, by the end of the 6 days, it'll be either the end of the month or close to the end of the month when we'll get more supplies. And then when we have more supplies, we can potentially build another warsuit. Is there an upgrade that makes the flamethrowers not miss? I'm sure that one of these upgrades does that, or at least improves the aim. But I don't know which one, and we don't have any control over it. It's completely random, so... Let's build one, and then hopefully by the time this upgrade is complete, we'll have the supplies come in at the end of the month so we can start on another warsuit. And then that way the game won't be complaining about our engineers not having anything to do. Although I think it is anyway. Yeah, proving ground. Proving ground! They're bitching about the proving ground. Alright, let's go to the proving ground and let's have a look at one of these things. So we could do instant power weapon, instant heavy weapon, instant grenade, instant rocket. We could potentially build the special weapons here. Again, I don't really care about these. They're not that good. Let me see. So we got a lock-on rocket, sabot, flechette, thermobaric, napalm, and phosphorus. Chat, we haven't done any experimental rockets yet. Let's do it. Let's see. Let's pull on the rocket gacha, chat. Let's see what we get. And we got thermobaric. Thermobaric rocket disperses liquefied Illyrium and alloy fragments, initiating a thermochemical reaction with oxygen in the atmosphere, resulting in a devastating volumetric explosion. It is extremely effective against environment objects and enemies in confined spaces, but ineffective against highly armored targets. So basically good against soft targets and good in confined spaces. Not good as traditional rockets are against armored targets and for stripping armor. So that would be a situational thing, but I think it would be a good rocket to put on potentially some of our mech troopers because they can carry multiple rockets. So having that thermobaric in the pipe and ready to go in the event that we have a situation that calls for it. For example, the previous mission where we had a bunch of organic enemies in tunnels, that would have been a great opportunity to use something like a thermobaric. Can we hit a certain mech with it? I don't think so. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that would still damage them. It says it's less effective against armored targets, so what I'm assuming is it means that thermobaric just doesn't strip armor, like traditional rockets do. That is my assumption. I don't know. Chat, we got 2 cores. Do we roll on the heavy weapon gacha? We haven't rolled on the heavy weapon gacha in a while. I want to save 1 core so that we can build another warsuit when we have some more supplies. But do you think it's time? Do we roll on the heavy weapon gacha? I think we do. Everybody likes Big Boom, chat. Everybody likes Big Boom. Aw, that's disappointing. It's just a flamethrower, chat. Which, I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. This gives our mech troopers the ability to use flamethrowers now, but we already have so many people that can use flamethrowers. Like, I feel like this is kind of a disappointment for me. This is kind of a disappointment for me, chat. I'm not gonna lie. But that's okay. That's okay. You can't win them all. That's how the gacha goes. Sometimes Sometimes you get the good stuff like a thermobaric rocket, and sometimes you get a flamethrower that you can add to your room full of flamethrowers. Alright, chat, what do we got? Anything else coming up? We got Psionic, the PCS, coming up in 6 hours. Let's go ahead and power forward. There we go. We got Battle Meditation. Let's see. Hunker Down increases your Psi offense by 15 and your will by 15 for 2 turns. Does not stack. That doesn't actually sound very good, if I'm being honest. But carry on. And there we go. Erst has finished his conditioning for defense, stat improvement, abilities, and AP. So he actually got an ability on this one. And the ability was Decoy and Watch Them Run. He got 2 abilities on this one, chat. Plus he also got 5 defense and 6 ability points. Let's continue the training. Let's see. We got Vin and EW are both tired. So I think they're going to be the best candidates for going under some physical conditioning. Let's see. Just to prove that I'm not salty about Vin, I think we're going to put in Vin for some physical conditioning. Let's see what they do. Oh, don't worry. We will. We will. We will. But let's see. If we do Vin, it's going to be 8 days, which he's going to be tired for 7 days. So that works out pretty well. So again, Vin, this is up to you. You can see your skills here if you're curious about where your stats currently are. And of course, basically any of those stats can be improved. It's up to you which one you want to improve. Again, for you being a medic, I always suggest either defense, dodge, or mobility. But of course, again, the decision is yours, whatever you prefer. Whatever you think fits best with your skill set. And Vin says mobility, no hesitation. Alright. So there we go. Vin is in for mobility. Now let's head back to the barracks. And let's have a look at these new abilities that Erst got now that he's finally done with his physical conditioning. Oh, that's right. Because you were all conked out, it took away all your toys. Let me see. Hold on.
Commander.
How much is it gonna cost? How much is it gonna cost? Oof. That's a big oof. Alright, so we might have to do some hot swapping with the armor and the weapons. Actually, I don't know if it's worth it to build another rail cannon because we're currently working on heavy plasma weapons, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna give us the plasma mech trooper weapon, so might be better to just go for the armor upgrade, but even then, that's a pretty hefty expense when we've only got 96 supplies left. So I think we'll wait, and we'll just hot bunk the equipment for the mech troopers for now. I mean, it's possible for characters to just not have dodge. I mean, some characters just don't. That's how the dice roll sometimes. Alright, let's see. Erst. And then you got new. God damn it. Erst. Chunky ass. Alright. Let's see. That's not it. Decoy. So Decoy just grants a free Mimic Beacon. Alright. So, I mean, Mimic Beacon isn't terrible. It's just, oftentimes, it's not worth giving up, it's not worth giving up the inventory space to carry a mimic beacon. But if he gets one for free, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. We might be able to find a use for that. And then we got watch them run. After throwing or launching a grenade, you will automatically enter Overwatch. No shit. That's actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's only tied to grenades and not rockets, and Erst is primarily a rocket boy. So, I mean, hopefully it also triggers on rockets, but I have a feeling that it doesn't. Let's see. I think, don't we normally give you at least one grenade? No, that's right. We normally fill you up with nothing but rockets. Just give you all rockets. I don't know. Yeah, that's not at all what I was hoping it would be. It sounds like a great thing. And it kind of is, just not for your build specifically. Like, if we gave this to EW instead, because EW is big on the grenades, like, this would be a great ability for EW. It's just not as good for you and the build that you're working. Switch to the launcher from the rockets. I mean, we could do that. You know, if we went with the loadout and say, you know, instead of giving you the spark, we could give you the ordnance launcher, because this grants 2 grenade slots and also get your chunky ass out of the way. And also gives you bonus radius and range to your grenades. Unfortunately, you've kind of built around the spark so far. So, like, trying to switch over to grenades now just for an Overwatch ability doesn't really feel like it's worth it. Like, pretty much all of your kit is geared towards the rockets and the spark. So, yeah, it just... Well, see, here's the thing. And you weren't here during the first op, so you don't know. But we took the Nosy out for his first op, and he has pretty much the exact ability that you want, which is taunt. The mech taunts an enemy, marking himself, but also increasing dodge by 50. Like, this is literally what you want to do. The only problem is it's under the Titan tree, so. It is not a thing you can ever get, unfortunately. Alright, chat. I think, let's see, we got depth perception gene. Yeah, we still got more stuff coming up, so I think we go back to the geoscape and we just continue what we were doing. Continue to work on this soldier and see what else pops up. Our next research is the beam cannon in 8 days. The laboratory will be done in 4 days. I'm hoping it'll drop this time down once we do, but we'll have to see. And there we go. Grendler getting the depth perception, gives bonus aim and crit when the soldier has a height advantage. So let's see, who's going in next for the genetic modification? Let me see. I mean, we got EW in for 6 days, so he might be the best candidate. We've also got, I mean, everybody else is good. That's actually kind of surprising. So yeah, maybe we put in EW for some genetic modifications for what little bit is left of his body. Unfortunately, all of these have a supply cost, so we may have to hold off on any more genetic tampering, because we're running low on supplies, and I don't want to spend what little bit we have left on genetics, so we'll put that on pause for the time being. Can't shove them in a different chassis. I mean, if it were that simple, then mech troopers would be busted as shit. Because then at that point, like, there's no reason not to use mech troopers, because you can just switch them out to be whatever you want them to be. I think the skill tree is less about, like, So here's how I view the skill tree for Amalgamation. It has less to do with like the equipment and what they actually do, and has more to do with that particular soldier and how they choose to develop their own abilities. Where, like, for example, EW has chosen to, like, you know, bolt extra armor onto his chassis and all this other stuff, and then Erst is like, no, fuck that. I want to run in and I want to shoot, and I want to always be as accurate as possible, and I want to blow things up with rockets. So, like, he's taken all of the explosive and the offensive stuff, whereas EW is kind of a mix between offense and defense. You know, it's that kind of thing. It's like with, for example, with Tribal Typhoon, where he's got that ablative armor. You know, here's a guy who maybe shoves an extra armor plate into his vest before he goes into combat, which isn't standard, but he does that anyway, and so it gives him a slightly different ability set than other people. At least that's my headcanon. That's my interpretation of like the skill trees and what they actually are. Like, it's not necessarily that, like, oh, Erst has different abilities because he's in a different chassis. He has different abilities because he has a different approach to fighting, right? And so, like, the skill tree just reflects his own personal way that he wants to fight. Now, the problem with that is you end up in this situation where you have a disconnect, and then, like, Erst very clearly in real life wants his character to do one thing, but then the skill tree in the game is like, no, actually, you're not going to do that. You're going to do this other thing instead. And so you have that disconnect. But just in terms, like, speaking strictly from, like, the perspective of the in-game character, I think the skill tree is just meant to represent, like, how that particular soldier chooses to fight, and, like, the different idiosyncrasies of how they choose to fight. That kind of stuff. Anyway, chat. Let's continue to try to get our hands on this soldier. And there we go. Bind level 2 in case you missed it. So we got parkour, PCS, parkour. Parkour, chat. This soldier is able to climb walls. Note that windows cannot be climbed. Oh, okay. So just, like, now they can climb walls. Good to know. Good to know. I don't see how that's a psychic ability, but it's still pretty cool. So let's see, what else do we got? Skull mining. Yeah, I mean, fuck it. If we still got priest corpses, we might as well keep doing it. Yeah, I was thinking about doing the gems, but then the gems cost supplies, and we don't have a lot of supplies right now. So, yeah, let's just continue to do the priest corpses for as long as we have them. And Erst's gifting 5 subs to the community. The massive generosity and the massive chicken. Thank you, Erst, for the 5 gifted subs. And of course, if you got gifted a sub, be sure to thank Erst for that generosity. And welcome to the Cult of Bad Tactical Decisions, where we have only one flavor of Kool-Aid, but it is Ecto Cooler, and we have more than you could ever possibly drink. So enjoy, and hopefully you enjoy your stay. Did someone say second hype train? No, Ben, no one said second hype train. Stop that shit. And Ben with the 50 Bezos bucks, as if to further cement his reputation as the ultimate instigator. I think someone said second hype train. No one said second hype train. Except for you. You said second hype train. Yeah, Virgin says that's psychic. I mean, that, according to the game it is. I don't think it is. Let's see. Who gets parkour, chat? Who is the most monkey-like of our soldiers? Yeah. I'll take all players, all suggestions. Who is the most monkey out of all of our God? Yeah. Damn it. And Einhander 2K6 coming in with 10 gifted subs. Thank you for the gifted subs, Einhander 2K6, for the massive generosity and the massive chicken. And then Vin as well, gifting a sub. This time to Skibbles or Sibbles 13. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Apologies if I didn't get it right. But thank you, Ironhander, for the 10 gifted subs, and Ven for the 1 gifted sub as well. Thank you guys, as always, for the generosity. It is not a requirement. It is not an expectation. And while I do not deserve it, I will absolutely do my best to earn it. So thank you guys so much for that support, especially right after the holiday season. I know everybody's hurting financially and stuff like that, so you don't have to do that. But I appreciate it all the same. So thank you so much. Second hype train. There you go, Van. There you go. You did it now. Yeah, apparently Einhinder totally did say second hype train. Yeah, Valorant actually has second place right now in the subs rating because, like, Valorant is still gifting subs every time you guys gift subs. And so, like, because every one of you is only, like, one of you gifts 1 sub or 5 subs or 10 subs, but then Valorant gifts subs on everything. And so, like, Valorant is still in the leaderboards. Yeah, and clearly Ven is unhappy about that. He's not happy about Valorant taking that second place spot. Last hype train of the year, I mean, that's entirely up to you guys. I would say, yes, you should probably let this be the last hype train of the year, but I know that's only going to encourage you more, so I'm not... Okay, well, I already said it, but pretend that I didn't say it, and then also that I'm not going to say it.
The time has come.
And so have I. And Hamster of Wrath coming in with a big time raid. Good to see you, Hamster. And Raiders, thanks for dropping by as always. Hopefully the weekend, the holiday, and the end part of 2024 has been treating you well. Always glad to see you. Always glad to have you drop by. You caught us in time for some more XCOM 2. You know how we've been doing over here. Continuing the modded campaign. Let's see what you guys were up to today. Although I'm sure I have an idea already. Let's see. Oh, now you were playing Battletech this time around. So, Hamster, if that's the case, can I assume you went back to BTA? I feel like you guys were playing Star Sector more recently, but I assume you've either finished up that campaign and moved on, or maybe just decided to play something a little different today. But tell me how the Inner Sphere treated you guys today, and of course, as always, glad to see you, Hamster, and all the other folks coming over on the raid. Always glad to have visitors. For those of you guys that don't know me, although I assume most of Hamster's viewers know who I am, but for those of you that don't, I am Maria Miran, and I like to play a lot of sci-fi, strategy, tactical type games. I am a little bit of a nerd when it comes to that, and of course Battletech is a huge passion of mine, so always glad to hear more after-action reports from the Inner Sphere. The Hamster says, yeah, switched out for a Saturday stream, got an ironclad, a 100-ton wide boy. I don't think I'm familiar with the ironclad, but when you describe it as a wide boy, I think I get a good picture in my head of what that is. So, I mean, as long as it's not a longbow, because, I mean, you shouldn't even say its name. Like, speaking its name just gives it power. For those of you that don't know, I absolutely hate the longbow. I think it's the most hideous mech design in all of Battletech. So as long as it doesn't look like that, I think we're good. But I just assume it's like big boxy. How goes the XCOM RNG? So far so good. We've been doing well. We've had 2 successful ops already. Took out a black site and then did a guerrilla op. So far so good. We're currently we have a PCS that we just got that lets people climb up walls, and I'm currently asking chat, or I was asking chat before you and the Raiders showed up, which one of our soldiers they think most fits the monkey moniker, so that we can give them the parkour PCS. So walking fridge with 2 Gauss rifles, and yes, the longbow, the hairdryer of doom. Yeah, it's pretty ugly. It's pretty ugly. I don't like it. Oh yeah, that's true. Travis, for the first time this entire campaign, the first time this entire campaign, Travis finally got to use his knife. Not only did he get to use it, he got to stab 3 things in a single mission. This man's went from having a knife for the entire campaign and never getting to stab anything with it, to stabbing 3 chrysalids in a single mission. 3 different chrysalids, not like the same chrysalid multiple times. It's not fair to blame the Hamster of Wrath. We had already distracted you with a hype train. I mean, to be fair, Kirk, I am easily distracted even when you donkeys aren't trying to get a hype train going. So, like, I mean, as you can clearly see, Hamster shows up and I'm completely off target. So, like, I'm like a toddler that way. Like, yeah, exactly, squirrel. I'm very easily distracted, especially by shiny objects. So, like, no, you don't blame Hamster for that, and I don't even blame you guys. That's who I am. I'm not gonna lie. I'll own that. That's just who I am. But anyway, Hamster, good to see you as always. I appreciate you stopping by and bringing your people with you. Again, we were trying to figure out who is the most monkey so that we can give them the monkey PCS. But I think I already have an idea, chat. Listen. Hear me out. Exactly, Hamster. He did indeed. And so here's the thing. Travis is Australian. Alright? The character that they have in-game is just a female McDundee. This is what they wanted for their character. And so, of course, this is a knife. So, like, it all just kind of fit together. It all just kind of fit together on its own. This was not me. This was all chat. This was all the folks in chat. I had nothing to do with this. Well, I mean, okay. I obviously did the customization on the soldier, but, like, this was all chat's idea. Blame them. But yeah, like, okay, so, look. The monkey PCS makes the most sense for our sniper, right? Obviously, the sniper being able to climb up walls is a really good idea, especially considering the fact that we just gave them depth perception, so they get an aim and crit bonus when they have a height advantage. But this is the cult of bad tactical decisions, not the cult of smart tactical decisions. And the bad tactical decision is to give the Psycho the monkey PCS, right? Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel like the bad tactical decision is to give the Psycho the monkey hands. Thanks to Valorant, who loved me a gift sub the other day. Yeah, Valorant, if you're paying attention, Valorant is currently in the #2 gift sub slot because, so I did a surprise stream or an impromptu stream for Crimbus Eve, and pretty much all through the holiday until I think sometime after New Year, Valorant is basically doing the gift sub gamba. And so I had so many people like individually gifting gift subs that Valorant ended up as the #2 gift sub person on the stream. So choose monkey, embrace banana. Correct. Correct. I'm sorry, Virgin. Listen, are you trying to suggest that this spiky mohawk is not both aerodynamic and also high speed and low drag? Because I refuse. Look, this man is more aerodynamic than almost every other soldier in the barracks. Almost every other soldier in the barracks. So, how dare you? How dare you say this is a bad tactical haircut? This is the only way this haircut could be more tactical is if he just cut off the mohawk. But he's gotta have something up there for the ladies, you know? Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, chat. Like, the stereotype is true. Ladies dig hair, alright? Well, okay. Ladies dig hair in certain places. Not all hair is good. I want to caveat that. I want to make sure that I'm clear on that. Not all hair is good, but certain hair is good. And you don't have to have it up there, you know. You just, like, this is just the proof of, like, yeah, ladies, I still got it. I still got it. For all the new people in chat, I want you to know, everything that I just said was bullshit. I understand that I have a very deadpan manner of speech, and so it's very difficult to understand or pick up on when I'm being sarcastic. I don't actually mean that. It is not important for you to have hair on you. Well, okay, I know some ladies that are very concerned about whether you have hair on your head. Those are not good ladies. If your lady only cares about whether you have hair on your head, ditch that lady and find a new one. I just want to clarify for anybody that is unfamiliar with me and my sense of humor. I see the slippery slope. We are all yeeting down it. Yes, that is what we do here. We find the steepest of slopes, and we yeet ourselves down them as quickly as possible. We're trying to set land speed records. It's just hard to do without lubrication, you know? And we just, like, I don't know if you know this, but butter is really expensive these days. And so, you know, the whole greasing yourself up to, like, luge down a mountain, it's a lot of work. It's also very expensive. So, you know, it's in this economy, you gotta make sacrifices. Anyway, we're gonna return to monkey chat. Oh no, wait. Why can I not do it? Why are you like this, XCOM? Oh, it also gives him will and psi offense. Well, that kind of feels like a waste now. I could give this to one of our psychic people. No. We continue the meme. Now we can climb walls. It's too late. It's done. It is done. There's no going back now, chat. Alright. Back to the geoscape. Back to the geoscape. We only got 2 days left. We gotta try to get this soldier before the next op pops up. Stay true to the vision. Exactly. Travis knows what's up. Alright, so we got the laboratory finished, thankfully. So hopefully our research will be a little faster now. Let's see how much it's reduced our research. Not by much. Not by much. Oh, we actually have to staff the scientists. My mistake. Providing additional science expertise, decreasing research time. If I put the other one in... Okay, so it's 14% for either of them. If I wanted to upgrade... we could put in an additional research station, but that's not going to work because we don't have the supplies, and we also need power, which we don't currently have. So, alright, we're going to have to wait. The supply drop is in 3 days, so the end of the month is in 3 days. Or whatever, our supply drop is in 3 days. We'll get more supplies. Then we'll have to upgrade one of the power relays. Then we can upgrade the laboratory. Then we can upgrade our research capacity. I know that's a lot of steps, but that's just how XCOM be. XCOM be like that. And Han Cholo roll into the chat on a Saturday saying, hey Maria and hey chat. Good to see you, Han. Always glad to see you. No, it's been a hot minute since the last time I remember seeing you in the chat, but we're always glad to have you. Hopefully the weekend and the holiday is treating you well. And if not, I hope it'll be a little better now that you're here. So thanks for dropping by for some XCOM 2 today. Alright, we're almost done, chat. We are almost done, and I swear this game is just like, it is sandbagging me at every opportunity. Superior Chem Thrower upgrade. Auto reload 1 ammo per turn to a maximum of 8. Of all the things that I could get to upgrade a flamethrower, I feel like this is probably the worst. We're about to get the supply drop in 3 days. Chat, do we go all in on the war suit? I don't like being short on supplies, but we're almost to the end of the month. And we're almost to our next payday. We're gonna get 580 space shekels. Chad, I think we do it. I think we go for the war suit. Let's do it. Let's live on the edge. We're living paycheck to paycheck now, Chad. Alright, come on. We're gonna get this soldier. I swear, we're gonna get it. Alright. Rumor had it that a special operations force suppressed a squad of aliens in this area during the waning days of the invasion. After sending in a scouting party to investigate, we discovered a grizzled soldier living off the land, the last surviving member of their team. They were more than willing to rejoin the fight. Their name is what exactly? Ankal Chowdhury. That's a hell of a name. I'm gonna have to go and look at who, like, I have no idea who, like, where that name is from. But they're a gunner, rocketeer, executioner, so heavy machine gun and rocket launcher. Got it. War, what is it good for? Crushing A's to paste. You damn right, hamster. You are damn right. I mean, that's what it's made for. I feel, so look, the war suit is just the latest in the long line in the American military tradition of, like, research and development, coming up with an idea, and they're like, man, you know what we should really call this thing? We should call this, like, something cool. And so they decide that they want to call it, like, the sword, right? Like, they developed this missile, and they decide that they want to call it the sword. But then they're just like, well, that's cool, but, like, it's not military, right? So then they have to invent an acronym, and they can't come up with a good acronym for sword. And so they're like, well, if we remove the O, because the O doesn't really fit, and we'll just make it SWRD. And then they come up with an acronym to fit that. Like, I feel like that's what the war suit is. Because they put the periods there. Like, the war suit, like, war stands for something. But they don't ever tell you what it is. And again, it's just that long military tradition of come up with a name and then try to, like, assign a meaning to that name via acronym. Whereas if you look at almost every other country, at least the countries in NATO, like, for example, Britain comes up with an an air defense missile, and they're like, we want to call this the Shadow Saber. And then they're just like, yep, sounds good, we like it, we're gonna go with Shadow Saber. They don't come up with any dumbass acronyms for it, they just call it the Shadow Saber, and it sounds awesome. So, like, American military industrial complex, take note, it's okay to just come up with a cool name for a thing and then just call it that thing. You don't need an acronym for everything. I know all of my vets in the chat are foaming at the mouth right now. They are typing furiously into their keyboards to tell me why acronyms are important. They are not. Bitch, let it go. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyway, let's go have a look at this soldier, chat. Let's go have a look at this soldier. And apparently our success in recruiting the soldier has now gotten us some intel somewhere, which is good, because we need intel. We need intel. You're right, Hamster. Listen, I had to restrain myself to avoid mentioning tea, so don't tempt me by bringing it up. Because you know I will go there. I think we'll investigate, but
Avenger plotting
we
new
definitely
course.
need intel, so we'll investigate, but then we're immediately gonna go to the barracks. Alright, chat. We got a brand new soldier, so you know what time it is. Yeah, look at that. First sergeant. So they're just one rank shy of max. So this is the thing. It kind of feels like cheating when we do this, because like whoever gets in off the list doesn't have to be in from the beginning and everything. So I basically get promoted. It's like nepotism, or at least it feels like nepotism. So it's okay though. It's okay. It's gonna be all right, chat. Hamster says, getting late here. Have a great stream and a great night. All right, Hamster, go get yourself some dinner and some sleep. As always, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for bringing your people by. We'll do our best to take care of them. And in the meantime, I do hope that you have an outstanding rest of your weekend, an outstanding rest of your holiday, and of course, an absolutely outstanding rest of your 2024. I hope that whatever you celebrate this time of year is good for you. And here's to hoping that 2025 is better. We'll just say better. Better. Right? That's a good thing to shoot for, chat, right? 2025, better. That's a good goal. Feels like a good goal. Alright, chat. We got a lot of stuff. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I already know who's on the list. I don't remember if they have any appearance stuff, though. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make this easy for myself. Hold on. I'm gonna open up Discord, so the game audio is gonna cut out. But let me go double check, because I don't think that this person gave me any instructions. Okay, they did not. So, no instructions means, as always, you get the body condom and the buzz cut. Until you get into that channel. If you get into the channel on the Discord and you tell me what you want to do with your soldier, I can change up their appearance. But if you say nothing, you get the body condom and the buzz cut. So this is what you get. For now, anyway. And there we go. It was Scottish. I should have known. Of course, right after Hamster leaves. Of course, they were Scottish. Why? Like, when I see that name, when I saw Chowdery, I was like, that feels English. Or I'm sorry, that feels British. I apologize, any Scots in chat. That was a faux pas. I did not mean to insinuate that you were English. That sounds British. And I'll be damned. The RKS rolling into chat. First time chatter says, I'm having a steamy shower. Now I find myself in a new steamy stream. Oh, this is not Hamster of Wrath. What's this? Well, you are correct. Hamster brought his people over from the stream, and you ended up here with me. My name is Maria Meran, and I like to play strategy and tactical games, usually of the sci-fi variety, although I do occasionally play some fantasy stuff as well. We're big fans of Battletech, 40k, and all types of nerd culture up in this piece. So hopefully you will enjoy your stay here, even if it is a little late for you. So I understand that Hamster and his audience are on a little bit of a different time zone to us filthy colonials, but hopefully you'll stick around and have a good time with us all the same. We are currently playing some modded XCOM 2. Yeah. And we are pretty deep into the campaign at this point, so we just recruited a brand new soldier, and I have to actually rename them. Let's see. Jotun says, I'll see myself out now. I mean, I think Jotun. Wait, why, what? Why, what? Is it because of the Scottish thing? Look, I already apologized, Jotun. I didn't mean to do it. It wasn't personal. It's never personal, man. You know that I know. I apologize. That's all I can do. I can't take it back. I can only try to make it better. Persuaded Terror says, Chowdhury origin. The Chowdhury, also spelled Chowdhury, or Chowdhury, is an honorific title that originated in the Indian subcontinent. It is derived from Sanskrit. It was often hereditary. During the Mughal period, the title was given to a notable people, and during British rule, it was associated with social leaders and some... Nope, I'm not gonna pronounce that. The female equivalent of the title is Chowdhury. Alright, well there you go. Today I learned. So, I guess it is apparently of Indian and Sanskrit descent rather than Scottish. Wait, so... Does that mean that... Chat, did XCOM lie? XCOM lied to me. Not only is that not a name, it's an honorific, but it's not even a Scottish name. Chat, I am shocked and appalled. And Erst yipped in a sub to Persuaded Terror, saying I appreciate your autism. Well, thank you, Erst, for the gifted sub. And Persuaded Terror, welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions, where we have only one flavor of Kool-Aid, but it is Ecto Cooler, and we have 10 tons. So get to drinking, because you're never gonna run out. It's the first, last, and only thing you will drink for your entire membership with the cult, which, believe it or not, is compulsory. Sadly, you're not allowed to leave the cult once you've been conscripted. So I'm sorry to say if you don't like it here, too bad, you're here for life. Just say the British Empire and roll with it. I mean, God save the Queen and all that, but, well, I can't say that anymore because God didn't save the Queen. So I guess God saved the King. I know that's a contentious statement these days in the former empire, but I'm not gonna go there. We don't talk about politics. No politics, no religion, chat. You know better. Don't do that. Anyway, chat, we have to rename this character. You guys keep getting me sidetracked because you're really, really good at that. So, nickname. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Like, I'm keeping it a secret because I can see the person in chat right now. There we go. There we go. There it is, chat. For those of you that have not figured it out, in case you do not have the requisite 2 brain cells to rub together, Cody88 from the chat is the latest on the list of folks getting put into the game. So here they are in all their glory, somehow originally having an Indian name while being from Scotland. They are now Cody Von Cody. Actually, chat, hold on. I gotta do something here. Only because I'm not gonna say why I had to do that. Some of you will know why I had to do that. I'm not gonna get into it. But we're gonna call him the 88. Cody, Matt Cody, if they're... you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. If they're... If they are a true Scot, I'll even take the space out because that's the proper way to spell the name. You gotta take the space out of it. Singing more along the lines of Betty Beltfed given the gun. No, you gotta understand. Like, so the nickname is so I know who it is. The actual name is because whenever you go into, like, the menus for anything, it uses, like, the actual first and last name of the character, but if you don't change it, then you end up with, like, John Johnson. And, like, I don't know who that is. So I've had, like, when I'm in the barracks, I'll show you guys. In the barracks, I've had to, like, change everybody's name. So, like, I named him Jack Typhoon for Tribal Typhoon, Elijah Snow, or Owen McDonald, or Frenchie Lemaitre, you know, because, like, I don't know who those people are when it just gives me a generic first and last name, because it doesn't use the nicknames in the interface. So that was my way of being able to tell people apart. Oh, right, the whole reason we were here. I apologize, chat. Again, y'all are getting me sidetracked, which, as I've said before, is a thing that's very easy to do. So, Cody, as a gunner slash rocketeer slash executioner, you now have several promotions you need to get through. So let's go through them all, and we'll try to be quick about it so we can get back to the action. Let's see. We got under the gunner tree, steady hands. If you did not move last turn, gain 10 aim and 10 critical chance. Under the rocketeer tree, you have guided rocket, which fires an advanced guided rocket with a small blast radius. I think you've already seen that. And then, of course, you do have the executioner tree if you want to go down that tree with the sawed-off shotgun. Brutality. Kills on organic enemies with their sawed-off have a 50% chance to panic other organic enemies within 10 tiles. So whichever one you prefer, Cody, now is the time. Your moment is here. But don't take too long or I'm going to leave it up to chat. And I think the last thing you want is for chat to decide your fate. I know I wouldn't want chat to decide my fate. And also, because I forgot to do this earlier, and I don't want to be remiss because I know they're still out there in chat, I have to thank Einhander 2K6. It's been, good God, it's been half an hour ago, but I missed it because of the raid from Hamster and all of his people coming over, but I didn't forget about you, Einhander, so thank you for the 1,000 Bezos bucks. No message to go with the Bezos bucks, just dropping a tenner and walking away, as Einhander tends to do. But thank you, Einhander, for those Bezos bucks. You do not have to do that, but I appreciate it. Don't think I missed you. I just forgot about it, so there you go. You're good. Can't decide your fate anyway. I disagree, Oxford. I can decide all your fates right now. Well, everybody in the barracks anyway. Alright, here we go. For the corporal rank, we got suppressing fire. Fire a standard shot. If the shot does not kill the target, then you suppress them. Under the rocketeer, you've got gun bash. Dash up to... God bless it. Dash up to a target and strike them with your weapon. Has a 35% chance to disorient foes. Or executioner confers 10 aim and 10 critical chance against targets and half or less of their original hit points. Now keep in mind, executioner does not require you to be using the sawed-off shotgun. You can, in fact, use... this is blanket for all of your weapons, not just the sawed-off. You might be asking, what is in this phone book of a contract I signed? Am I in danger? Let me answer the question with a question. Do you want $50 cash? Yeah, classic Cave Johnson line right there. If you don't know who Cave Johnson is, you're missing out. And then under the sergeant rank, we've got Mayhem. Gain 25% bonus damage against enemies who attempt to move when suppressed. Under Rocketeer, we have Strong Arm. Grants 1 damage and 10 aim on melee attacks. Kinda useless if you're not using melee. And then under Executioner, you have Secret Hunt. Fire a shot that bypass shield and sustain effects. Does not break concealment on a kill. So this appears to be a concealment skill, but it really isn't. Like, if you're in concealment, it doesn't break concealment, but you don't have to be in concealment to use it. Alright, then under the Staff Sergeant, we've got Havoc. Your suppression and area suppression abilities now deal guaranteed damage to the primary target. I mean, we do like guaranteed damage, but you have to be using suppression to get it. Then we have Butcher. The soldier gains plus 10 aim and deals 25% more damage with your weapon against organic foes. We've picked this one on some other stuff as well. Butcher is a really good skill. It's just, like, basically, if it's any non-robotic enemy, you get an aim bonus and you do more damage. Like, it's so good. I'm not telling you that because I want you to pick it. I'm just, like, Butcher is really good. And then under the Executioner, we have allows reloading of the sawed-off shotgun 2 times per mission, loads 1 ammo each time. Cody says too. Yeah, I mean, Butcher's kind of hard to pass up. Butcher's really good. Then under Tech Sergeant, we have thousands to go. Once per turn after killing an enemy with your primary weapon, you may take an additional non-movement action. It is a passive ability, so as far as I'm aware, it triggers no matter what. Then under the Rocketeer tree, a Panic Shot. Load your gun with a special type of ammo that causes a target to panic. Uses 2 ammo on a 4-turn cooldown. That's actually kind of fun. If we had had an ability like this earlier in the campaign, this could have been really good. Because there are a lot of abilities that synergize with that and, like, you know, do extra damage to people who are freaking out and things like that. Like, if you had this on other people earlier in the campaign where you could guarantee panic, that could have synergized really well. But, I mean, not to say that it's bad, but again, just, that would have been better much earlier in the campaign. And then we have Kubikuri. Let's see. Special shot against most enemies who have taken any damage. Any critical hits kill them, but regular hits do half damage. Requires 2 actions and has a 5-turn cooldown. So, it does not appear to require the shotgun, so you could potentially use this, with any weapon. It's basically a gamble from what, like, if you critical them, they die. But if you don't critical them, you do half damage. And it takes both of your actions. So, like, it's a huge gamble. But if you get that 1 in a million critical, though... Cody says 1. Thousands to go. After killing an enemy with your primary, you may take an additional non-movement action. And then finally, under the first Sergeant tree, we got Kill 'em all. Take a shot at every enemy in a cone area. Requires line of sight in order to fire at a target. Costs 4 ammo on a 5-turn cooldown. 4 ammo is a lot of ammo. If we don't upgrade the magazine, that's like a full magazine, basically. Then you got EMP Rocket. Fire an advanced rocket that has a chance to stun robotic units. And then Ruthless. Killing a panicked or disoriented enemy with your shotgun refunds 1 action point. This one does require the sawed-off in order to use. The RKS says, a huge gamble, you say, like my dating life. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, RKS. Just know, there's somebody out there for you, even if you haven't found him yet. I'm not just saying that to placate. I'm just, you know, like, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Dating is rough in the 21st century, okay? As someone who has experience, dating is rough, and it is a wasteland out there. Like, it's like dating in the post-apocalypse. It really is. It's pretty bad. So you don't have to feel bad, RKS. It's not just you, I promise. Alright, so of course the last question that I have to ask, Cody, because of your combat intelligence, you do start out with 30 soldier AP. If you would like to purchase additional abilities, we can absolutely make that happen. However, keep in mind that the top level abilities are all 30 points each, and you are 1 rank away from the top. So if you save these 30 points, you could potentially use them to buy 2 top level abilities. But it's entirely your call. So do you want to buy extra abilities now, or do you want to hang on to those points? And then I promise, chat, we'll get back to the game. How could we not take a skill called Kill 'em all? I agree. I mean, I would take the skill based entirely on name alone. Cody says, hold on to him for now. Alright, we can do that. And there we go. That's another soldier in the barracks and available for the fight.